Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So my name's Katie and today I'm going to be doing my July TBR. So this is a few months late into the month, but a few days late, but I was on holiday and I was really tired from exams and stuff, so I haven't done any filming in a while. So that's why my videos have been a little bit erratic lately, but hopefully now I'll be back on schedule. So this video should be going up this evening, which is Sunday, and then hopefully I'll be back to like a Sunday, Wednesday type schedule, hopefully. Now that the stress is in the past, although I am now a final year medical student, which is a little bit scary, but onwards and upwards. And yeah, so hopefully there'll be a few more videos from now on, because June was a bit of a crazy month. So yeah, so today I'm just going to be talking about the books that I would like to read in July. So yeah, let's just get started. I don't know. So the first one I have on my list is Best Served Cold by Jo Abercrombie. So I've been on a bit of a Jo Abercrombie kick after reading A Little Hatred and The Trouble with Peace in June, like at the end of June. I've heard really good things about the Best Served Cold. So I'm very excited for it, and I think I got just a hint in The Trouble with Peace of what this one's about. So yeah, it's quite long, it's nearly 700 pages, but I'm hoping I'll enjoy it. I know it's a revenge plot, I think, well, judging by the title as well. And I actually really like this cover. I found this in a charity shop. Yeah, it was £2.49, which is, I think, is a really good price. And it doesn't even, like, I think with this, the material it is, you can't even really tell, like, the spine's bent. So yeah, I'm excited to read this one, and I'm excited to read, I think I'm now excited to read all three of the standalones actually. I definitely want to start with this one, but the other two, I think, the heroes, there's definitely some characters in Age of Madness who I think the heroes follows. And then Red Country, I read the description and it sounds really cool, like it's a bit ghosty, I think. So yeah, but Best Served Cold anyway is on my TBR for this month. And I don't know, I know it follows a character called Monza, and I think she's getting revenge. That's all I really know about it, to be honest. So yeah, I'm excited for this one. So after that we have Nightshine by Tessa Gratton. So there's a bit of reflection from the ring light, but I'll try and, there we go. I don't know, no, there's not an exciting undercover. So I've heard really good things about this one. I haven't heard loads of people talk about it, but the people I have really like it. And I do really like Tessa Gratton's writing, because I read The Queen's Venicelia, which the writing is beautiful. The story's very slow, but the writing was good. And I feel like because this one's shorter and it's YA, I feel like it might be a bit quicker to get through. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one, and I don't entirely know what it's about. I think it might be like an assassin type thing. An orphan girl called Nothing, she slips within the shadows of the courts, unseen except by her true friend Prince Kieran, heir to the throne. When Kieran is kidnapped, only Nothing and the prince's bodyguard suspect that Kieran may have been taken by a sorceress who eats girls, a powerful woman who's plagued the land for decades. The sorceress has never bothered with boys before, but Nothing has uncovered many secrets in her years in the palace, including a few about the prince. As the Empress's army searches fruitlessly, Nothing and their bodyguard set out on a rescue mission through demon-filled rainforests and past crossroads guarded by spirits. Their journey takes them to the fifth mountain where the sorceress wields her power. There, Nothing will discover that all magic is a bargain, and she may be more powerful than she ever imagined. But the price the sorceress demands for Kieran may very well cost Nothing her heart. So yeah, it sounds good. It sounds like it's just going to be a sort of magical journey. I think I've heard this described as like Studio Ghibli vibes, which potentially I can see from the description. The cover just screams like 2000s YA, just with the girl on the cover. I don't know, but I am very excited for this one anyway. So yeah, that's that one. I'm gonna try and get to that one. Okay, then we have Rule of Wolves, which I feel like has been on a lot of my TBRs and I just never get around to it. But I am really excited for it, so I definitely need to try and start prioritising it. I think the problem is I always try and prioritise arcs because I want to have them like up to 100, but then I always get more, so then it just ends up in a cycle. But anyway, I'm excited to get to this one. Look at that. I just love the naked cover. And this one is the final book in the Grishaverse, I think, and the second book in the King of Scars duology. So yeah, we're following all my favourite Grishaverse characters like Nikolai, Zoya, Nina. They're my three favourites, and so I like following them in this one. I'm very excited to see who they cast for Nikolai. in the TV show. But yeah, so I'm just excited for this one. I don't really know how much to say about the synopsis because it's like the 8th book in the series or something. It's a very pretty cover and I'm excited for it. And yeah, like I said, I've actually heard quite good things about this one as well. And I know a lot of people didn't like King of Scars, but I actually really did. So I'm very excited for this one. So yeah. And then we also have last physical book is The Stone Knife, which I have actually already started and I am 65 pages into. So I'm excited for this one. I haven't heard much, but the few people I've heard have read it, have liked it and so I've heard good things from, but not loads of good things, just a few good things. But it just sounded up my alley. Like, I feel like there's quite a few cinnamon roll characters and I feel like I'm getting that already. And just the kind of magic system. The magic system so far, I think it's like there's songs and then there's like these beasts, like almost like sirens, who kind of sing and then like enrapture people and then they get dragged in to the thing. And I think it's following people from a few different sort of warring clans. And I don't know, the action hasn't really kicked off yet, but I like the characters that we've met so far. So yeah, I'm excited to read the rest of this one. Moving on to audiobooks. So the first one I would like to get to is Catalyst Gate. So I think I had this on my June TBR, but I didn't get around to it. So this is the final book in the Velocity Weapon series by Megan O'Keefe. So yeah, I'm excited for this one. I really like the first 2 books and I'm very curious to see how this book goes because there's certain like character dynamics who I'm really excited to see. And I just feel like if you like Velocity Weapon is such a good like sci-fi, like the whole storyline is so good, and there's if you like sassy talking AI spaceships, then this is a great series, like Mbot from Skyward and the other ones that I can't think of right now. But there's honestly one of my favourites, Sparrow, is just, if you like talking spaceships, then you have to read this series. And the character's really good as well. So yeah, I'm excited to see book 3. And I think it's the finale as well, so that should be good. And then I also want to read the first book in the Rainwild Chronicles, which I'm not sure, I can't remember the name of the first one. It's either, I think it might be Dragon Keeper or Blood of Dragons. One of the two, anyway. Yeah, so I don't really know too much about the Rainwild Chronicles. I've heard bad things, but actually someone commented on one of my other videos saying that it's actually not that bad. And it's just quite heavy on the romance, and I actually quite like romance, so yeah, hopefully I'll enjoy it. I originally, to be honest, when I was first looking into Robin Hobb, the Rainwilds were the ones that I most wanted to read. So I'm cautiously optimistic, and I guess we're following a lot of the dragons. I think it's really just like them raising dragons and the struggles with that on the Rainwilds River. So yeah, but I don't really know that much about it. So yeah, that's that one. And also Keeper of the Lost Cities Unlocked, which finally is out on audio. I had this on like loads of TBRs in like November, December, January, because the date kept getting pushed back, and then it got pushed back to June. So now it's finally out, so I can read that. And that's just a novella in the Keeper of the Lost Cities world, which is the middle grade that I really love. So yeah, I'm excited to read that one. And I think it's just like bridging the gap between books 8 and 9, because it's like book 8.5. And we get both Sophie, who's the main character. So all the books are told from Sophie's POV, but we also get Keith's POV in the novella, which I'm very excited for because I love Keith. He's one of the like side characters, but he's so good. He's probably my favourite character in that series, so I'm excited to see his POV. And I just feel like middle grade is just so comforting. But also the audiobook is 16 hours long, and it's a novella, so I don't know what's going on there, but the Keeper of the Lost Cities books are always ridiculously long, so I enjoy the characters, so I'm not really complaining. But yeah, and then also I've been listening to the audiobook for The Infinity Courts by Akemi Dawn Bowman. I'm only a few hours in at the moment, but I'm enjoying it so far. It's like this girl who, she dies and then she sort of wakes up in this sort of afterlife type thing. But there's kind of a bit more of almost like a dystopian feel to the afterlife, and there's these different courts, and then she sort of gets taken under the wing by the rebels. And then I'm guessing, because this haven't got to this or anything yet, that she's gonna infiltrate one of the courts as like a spy. It's definitely giving me sort of Red Rising vibes. I don't know why. With like the whole she's pretending to be this kind of upper class of society. I don't know. So anyway, it's interesting. But I feel like it's very... I'm interested to see how it goes, because so far it's sort of read like a contemporary, but then it's not. It's like sci-fi / dystopian, and then but it's a kind of like, it's a bit almost like they're talking about like contemporary things in this like really like sci-fi type world, and it's a bit like, whoa, what's going on? But I'm interested to see like if it chooses a path or if it's kind of blurring the line a bit all the way through. So yeah, that's that one. And then also I have a lot of audiobooks this month. So The Black Coast, which I'm currently halfway through, so I'm actually quite a long way through, by Mike Brooks, and potentially a sequel which I think might come out in July. I'm not sure, because when I looked somewhere it said September, but then on the Orbit publicity email it says July, so I don't know. But yeah, so anyway, I definitely want to finish The Black Coast this month, probably quite soon. And I'm really enjoying it so far. It's like it's like epic fantasy, but it's not like war. It's like the kind of opposite. Like they're these two like sides. So there's the people on the coast, and then the like raiders who have been like raiding the shores for many years in the past, but now they're trying to come and settle. And so the two peoples are trying to work together to like have peace, but it's almost harder to try and have the peace than it would be to just fight. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And then we get some other like POVs from around the world, and like there's this God King, and then the God King's sister, and so the POV we're following is the God King's sister, and she's so great. But it was honestly one of my favorite like opening scenes ever, and the dynamic between the king and his sister I really hope we get more of, and maybe in the second book, but it is just iconic. So that definitely really drew me in, the opening scene. But I am really enjoying just like the character dynamics, and it's a bit kind of darker, I would say, but it almost giving me like Becky Chambers' version of fantasy vibes. I don't know if that makes any sense. But just the whole like working out your differences and like talking and communicating to others, I don't know, and the whole like explorations around like gender and sexuality in those conversations, and like the differences in cultures between them. I don't know, I just think it's really good. And there's this little dragon called Thorn who I love so much. Yeah, so anyway, I want to try and finish that one this month. And then what's that? I'm looking at my little tatty list here of books I've written down. I've done them. Okay, so the last two is a couple of arcs. Well, yeah, so The Pariah by Anthony Ryan, which I think comes out in August. So I have an arc from Orbit, and I'm currently halfway through that one as well. So I want to try and finish that one, hopefully soon, like maybe today or tomorrow. Although tomorrow I do start back at uni, but it's just like online teaching in the morning, so it's not even that full on a day, so that's all right. I can read in the afternoon. I'm not doing any extra studying for the first week or two because I'm still recovering, to be honest, even though we've had 2 weeks off. But so yeah, so that one I'm enjoying so far. It's definitely took me a while to like warm up to, but I feel like the main character, it's definitely a sort of character study, I would say, but I really like the main character. He's very sort of cheeky and charming. And we're just sort of following his life. Like the start of the book is almost a bit Robin Hood-y. When I first was reading it, I was like, I'm gonna have to look this up and see if this is like a Robin Hood retelling, but I don't think it is. But so he's kind of been brought up by these outlaws and this outlaw king. The outlaw king starts plotting to try and take over the duchy, and then it sort of is following Al. So Alwyn's the main character, and he's also a scribe. But I think that comes later, a bit later in the story. But anyway, so yeah, just kind of following his life as he grows up, events that happen to him. Now it's starting to get a bit more, as we reach the halfway point, a bit more of what's in the synopsis. I actually wouldn't really recommend reading the synopsis for this, because I feel like when I read the synopsis, it's almost like talking about events that are happening just now, and I'm like 55% in. So I don't know, it gives away a bit too much maybe, but it is enjoyable, so I'm liking that so far. And I want to try and finish that. And then I also want to read The Shadow Saint and The Broken God, which are the sequels to The Gutter Prayer. So I have the arc for The Broken God, which came out in May and I still haven't read it, so it's definitely a priority. But I need to read The Shadow Saint first, so yeah, but I bought The Shadow Saint myself on Kindle, so yeah, those two also. I don't actually, so like The Gutter Prayer is kind of this like dark city, and it's following these three thieves who like get framed for blowing up this tower, and then it sort of starts this drama, and then there's these gods who sort of live in the bells, but then the old gods like waking, and then that's all going down. But The Shadow Saint so far, because I'm about 20% in, isn't really following really the same characters at all, so I don't know if it's just like a companion almost, but I'm quite liking it so far. There's this like spy character who's quite funny, although it does follow Elidora, who is in the Gutter Prayer. One of the main characters, Carrie, in the Gutter Prayer, has like a cousin, I think, Elidora, so she is one of the main characters in The Shadow Saint. But anyway, this probably makes zero sense if you haven't read the books. But so yeah, so anyway, I'm interested to see what I think of those two and have The Broken God finally ticked off my NetGalley. Yeah, so actually I'm going to add one more book to this TBR because I was just filming my book haul before this, and reading the synopsis for this book just had me so excited, so I really want to read it so soon. And that is Machine by Elizabeth Bear. This is a sci-fi following a doctor in space, and I believe it's sapphic as well. But anyway, it sounds really good because I've been wanting more like medicine in space stories. And so basically she her job is like developing emergency medicine for aliens, which sounds really cool. And then she discovers, I'm just reading off the synopsis because I can't quite remember, these two like mysterious ships, and there's this crew suffering from a mysterious disease and a murderous virus from out of time. So she's trying to like discover what's going on. So I don't know, it just sounds so good, so I'm very excited for this one as well. So I'm adding that to my TBR. This TBR has gotten way too long, but anyway, yes, I did actually read a bit in June because I didn't read anything for like the first 20 days of June, but then because I was on holiday I had lots of time for reading, so I did read quite a few books in June, but hopefully I'll have more time for reading in July. And yeah, so let me know in the comments which of these books you're excited to hear my thoughts on, or if you've read any of them and what you think of them. I'd really love to know. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I hope you're all having a really great day, and I will see you next time.